bestie, welcome to the Unscripted Podcast KE, where we navigate through our 20s, as women, with no scripts, just real conversations, honest, and, we are doing it together. Come on, we are doing this together, so you do not need to worry about who's gonna say what, because there's no judgment, because guess what, we are not experts. You're just doing it real, honestly, getting feedback from you, getting feedback from me, getting from our community, that we can be able to navigate through our 20s comfortably. And I like the word comfortably, without feeling judged, without feeling that our 20s are hard as perceived. And let me ask, by the way, how is your 20? How is your 20 something, or how are your 20s? Like, how are you really navigating through life? Hey bestie, one of the reasons why you're feeling like your 20s are not giving is because you just got out of school, and now in your 20s you have to start, all of a sudden becoming that adult. You have to now navigate through your financial stress. You have to navigate through your career, your friendship, your social life, your love life. Let's talk about the love life, where you have to now start understanding yourself as a woman, understanding your body, understanding what you really like, in a man, understanding your sexuality, you understanding which type of a man you want, understanding, there are different kinds of people. We have narcissists, we have gentlemen, all those shenanigans in one. And you expect, like, in your 20s, like, you should have already figured out. No, it doesn't work like that. In your 20s is where you're trying to figure out, what is your financial plan, and you cannot figure it out, like, that at once, where you're feeling like, you have to have known, this is my net worth by the time I'm 60. Things happen, and that's what I'm saying. We don't really have to follow a certain script. We just have to be real with ourselves. We just have to place, our equal share of whatever we are facing together on the table, and discuss it at large. If it's friendships, you're not getting to understand, it's not about you liking someone, it's about what you are displaying to people, for people to like you, for people to, what kind of people you are attracting, in our past years, we think that, we're just having friends, but people are attracted to what they are seeing you portray. If you portray you have no boundaries, you'll attract people who do not respect that. If you have boundaries, you'll now attract a certain type of people. You are learning about networking, that it's not a matter of you just being a doctor, it's a matter of you getting networks that will lead you to where you want to go in life. So it's not like pointed out to a certain manuscript that leads you to where you want. It's just like you navigating through life. And that's why, like, here we make it possible for all of us to, talk about it and understand that we are not doing it perfectly. We are just doing it as per how we are supposed to do it. Like, there's no formula, we just have to do it. When we are trying to just be honest with ourselves, we now know about traumas and how they affect other people. For us, we just used to think that you having a certain trauma is yours and you're gonna navigate through it. But now we're understanding that the reason why we have certain traumas, is because of certain factors, and we need to work on them. And it's for us to rewrite our story. It's not like we have to, let me say, we cannot just, like, entangle ourselves from what killed us, or what we survived from. We just have to, like, move forward, if it makes sense. So, and that's why I'm like, why do we pressurize ourselves to feel like we are not yet there? And where is there? Because if you can look at even the successful people, once they reach their billion mark, they are still looking for trillion mark. So where does the bone of contention actually, lies for all of us? Do we really have it all figured out, at a certain point? If it is financially, if it is spiritually, we are all, one day very much encouraged, and you feel like, we just want to honor God in everything that we do. Storms come, and at one point you just feel like you have shifted the mindset. You don't want to pray, you're so bitter, and you just don't want to look at anything, and you're so harsh on yourself. Another time you feel like, you know what, it's high time for a new redirection, and this is what I want to do. I want to honor God, I want to practice celibacy, I want to do this. There's one point you feel like, you know, in your 20s, I want to be single. That's where I am. And you're like, I want to be single. I don't want anything that will consume me. And then there's this other side of you that comes, and you know, you still feel like, you know, there's someone left out there for you. You know, marriage is good, and you feel like, you know what, you can pursue it. You wake up one day and you feel like you want to be a billionaire. You get your first billion, either at 28, yeah, or either in your early 20s, and you feel like you have achieved it. But slowly by slowly you realize that expenses are going up high. The more your net worth is, you know, the more you get successful, you continue to have, you know, more responsibilities that enable you now to shift to a certain direction. So do we really have it all figured out? And do we really have to follow, you know, a particular script? So baby girl, my question is, like, if we really have to follow a certain script, where is this script found? And who is one person you can actually point out and say this person followed this script and they achieved it? So what are you trying? What are your struggles? What are your 20s like? Like, what is your struggle now? Put it out there so we can discuss. We can be able to understand, you know, what we are really battling with. Because you might find your problem is another person's problem. And that's why we are holding this podcast, to bring us closer to people who are like us. People who are just tired of doing life alone. People who are just tired of assuming life has to go in a certain way. Probably this year you had a very colorful, you know, blueprint where you thought things would go this way and now they have gone this way. How are you dealing with your disappointment? Are you feeling like you're left out? Are you feeling that there's something you can do about it? And what has been your game changer this season? Because, you know, if there's one thing I learned during every hard season that I go through, because, you know, hard seasons don't cease, you know, you get them at a certain point in life, yeah, is that to always look at the direction that I need to go, and look at what has caused me to be in certain fix or in certain problems, and how I can be able to, you know, move past them. And you find that once you move past it, you realize that certain situations didn't have to lead you to where you are at that point. If it's friendship, you realize that you have to work on yourself. You have to realize that you have to be selfish with yourself. You have to realize, you know, what values do you really stand in for, and advocate for it. Because some of us, we have values inside us, but projecting it outside, we are like, ooh, not today. Not today. We can do it tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow. Yeah. And it also applies, you know, if you can't like sustain healthy friendships, you can also not sustain healthy relationships. So what has been your experience like now, as per now, and what are you learning from it? So I'm just here to say that you don't need to do it alone. You just have to do it alongside people who care, people who you know, don't judge you, people who are just real. Because this is just a real conversation. There's no filter, there's no additive, there's no feeling special. It's just us reflecting to where we are at in life and feeling that what do we really need to do, and do we really have to have a script? And that's why I'm like, as you go today and reflect, what script do you have? Do you really fully trust in that script, or have you given yourself an allowance that script can change? Because even let's take it like in production, movies change. Today they wake up and the storyline is like this. Tomorrow the director feels like we need to add some more ginger, and we shift to this direction, and it makes it more interesting. So we are pulling you together this season, that as you write those vision boards, because there is nothing that limits you from, you know, moving forward to where you want to be in life. And your biggest enemy is yourself. So it has never been about your 20s. It has never been about the season you are in. It's just about yourself, because every season reveal where you are at. So I don't want to exhaust that today, but I just want you to go back, look at it in that dimension, and ask yourself, do you really have a script? And so far, how is your script taking you? Would you rather do it alone, or would you rather be here and let us, uncover the sides that we feel in our 20s are not yet figured out? And the sad thing is, even when we turn in our 30s, there are also things in our 20s that we will still not have figured out. And it's okay. We're just here to say it's okay. We are here to deal with what we can deal with and move forward with how life is also gonna take us to move as we transition to our other older years, right? Yes, so it's not the end of the world. So come and just be here and tell me in the comment section, where do you feel like we need to go to? Okay, so don't be too harsh on yourself, because you don't need to do it alone, because we gotcha.